HVH. The following paid program does not necessarily reflect the views of this station, its staff, or Clear Channel Media and Entertainment.
It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only true real estate radio show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. For the next full hour, Hawaii's premier real estate leader, ADRIENNE Lally, and ATTILIO Leonardi will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 799-9596. That's 799-9596. Or on the web at teamlally.com. And that's Lally.
Hi, everybody. This is Attilio. Where was I at?
You're at your mom disclaimer.
This is my mom disclaimer. No, I was just saying, you know, it's like
oh.
there's always a place or something that I was at. Okay, so I was all the way out in Makaha, all the way at the very end of the island.
How about you're at Pride Forever?
Pride Forever. Okay, I was at
Going
Pride
on
Forever,
today.
laughing my butt off, watching Augie T.
Mm-hmm.
Lady came up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, started asking me a bunch of tax and legal questions. I said, great questions. I highly recommend you seek the appropriate licensed professional. And then I said, but Mom, what other questions do you have? So if you hear anything on the show, sounds like legal advice. Hey, talk to the attorney. You know what? We're going to promote them. Talk to the attorneys with heart.
They're out in Wailuku, but they can help you statewide.
Statewide.
They actually helped one of our clients with the legal question.
Yep. They're the attorneys with heart, Kane and Heron.
That's right.
Hear any something that sounds like tax advice, smells like tax advice, looks like tax advice? It ain't tax advice. But if it fits one of those categories, go run it past your tax professional. Because today we are realtors. We're going to be talking about real estate. And we got an awesome guest also.
Yes. All right, so I'll give a quote from our guest.
Yes.
And then I'll give our Jack Handy quote. All right. The strength and success of anything you do is limited only by how much you are willing to sacrifice yourself in order to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from BERT Rodriguez.
Wait, read it again,
Okay.
because either one of two things. I want to get deeper into that quote, or I didn't hear it the first time. Go ahead.
Pay attention, please. The strength and success of anything you do is limited only by how much you are willing to sacrifice yourself in order to succeed.
You know what I get from that is that most people, two things. You are in life where you choose to be by the choices you make.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times our limits, self-imposed.
That's right. People have the fear of success. We see it all the time.
You know, I strongly believe that I could use the Force like in Star Wars if it wasn't for my self-limiting beliefs. I used to lay in my bed and look at the ceiling fan in my room when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
I will use the Force to turn this fan. Still, 47, still working on it.
All right, so now we have our Jack Handy quote.
Yep.
The most unfair thing about life is the way that it ends. I mean, life is tough. It takes up a lot of your time. What do you get at the end of it? A death. What's that? A bonus? I think the life cycle is all backwards. You should die first. Get that out of the way. Then you live in an old age home. You get kicked out when you're too young.
Mm-hmm.
You get a gold watch. You go to work. You work 40 hours until you're young enough to enjoy your retirement. You do drugs, alcohol, you party. Then you get ready for high school. You go to grade school, you become a kid, you play, you have no responsibilities. You become a little baby, you go back into the womb, you spend your last 9 months warm, happy, and floating. You finish off as a blank.
It's a friendly, family-friendly show. You end up as a blank. We'll let you fill in the blank.
That's right. All right, so...
Well, wait a minute. You know, the face of a child can say it all, especially the mouth part of the face.
Mm-hmm.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
All right, so we have next on our agenda is the VA Minute.
VA Minute by Gabe Ame. So
Hawaii VA Loans.
So Stephen, we're just giving you the heads up that Gabe from you know what, call him. I know he's about to step into a movie, but
hey, you know what though? We have Duke calling in next with the property management tip as well. But
so it's Gabe Ame. He can be reached at We got to give them the other number.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Gabe Ame with Hawaii VA Loans, in case you're in a veteran state of mind. Speaking of veterans, Adrienne, how did you end up getting here to Hawaii?
I was in the Army.
In the Army?
The Army sent me here on my very first duty station.
Okay.
And then after I had a baby, I decided that both me and my husband did not have to be in the military. So I got out. He stayed in.
So you're still a veteran spouse?
Coast Guard spouse. Very proud.
And now tell us the story about jump school. You were dedicated. You wanted to get it done with. You didn't want to do it again.
Oh, yes. So I'm actually airborne. They call it a 5-jump chump.
Uh-huh.
I broke my foot on my third jump, but the way that it works is you got to do all 5 jumps, otherwise you don't graduate, and then you're stuck there at that school. Mm-hmm. So I just kept jumping. I jumped on a broken foot because I didn't want to be stuck over at Fort Benning.
Yeah. So basically, folks, if you're out there looking to buy or sell in the real estate world, and you're a veteran and you're looking for somebody that has that grit and determination, that's Adrienne. We're going to get your home sold, even with a broken foot.
Yes.
We're going to help you find the right home, even with a broken foot.
We are determined.
All right. So we got Gabe on the line?
No. That's a 2. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have Duke calling in here in a minute or two.
Yeah.
So, what can we share about the VA loan? VA tip for today for HawaiiVALoans.com.
HawaiiVALoans.com. Oh, check out their website. They've got a lot of. They've got an e-learning book. Mm-hmm. They do have classes all the time. You know, not these marathon 3-hour ones. Cause you to start falling asleep at the first hour. They're about an hour and a half. Very informative. And I like the way that they're always staying on the cutting edge of what's going on with lending, not only in the veterans world, but in all types of lending.
All right. So we have our caller, Duke, is on the line.
Yes.
I'm on the line.
Hello. This is Duke Kim Han with Keller Williams Honolulu Property Management.
Uh-huh.
So what are you going to share with us today? The tip of the day, please.
Tip of the day, right up front. Security deposits are to be held in a trust account, which is non-interest bearing. And if it is interest bearing, then you must pay a percentage of that to your tenant, who is the owner of the security deposit.
And is there a lot of people that are in violation, you think, of this law?
I just think it's a don't know. A lot of people who have their own escrow accounts holding security deposits can be liable for 3 times damages if your security deposit is unjustly withheld or it's an award of the court if you lose a case.
Yeah.
Now, we've come across owners who have been managing the properties on their own, and we've even seen them use that security deposit to, what is it, like rob Peter to pay Paul?
Yeah.
And then the tenant moves out, and they're like scrambling to get the next tenant so they can get the security deposit and pay that back.
Or they're trying to get the deposit from the next tenant to give it to the other tenant. So it's kind of like a shell game.
Once the security deposits have been intermingled with personal funds or business funds, then you're in violation. So, I mean, it's easier just to open a separate account, put your security deposit in there, and forget about it until they move out.
That's a very useful tip.
So I kind of use a deposit for like baby's first birthday.
No.
Sure.
What about trips to Vegas?
You'll be in violation.
What? I can put them on red and get 2 for 1, and then I'll put it right back.
Right. Putting it right back is always the intent.
That's what they say right before you go off to jail. I was gonna put it back.
I just had an owner call me with a horror story. I know you like to hear horror stories.
Yes.
Yeah, we like horror stories.
So he has 2 tenants in his house, upstairs and downstairs, and the downstairs tenant didn't say anything, but the upstairs tenant told the owner, "Oh, I'm moving out." And he says, "And I think my sink is leaking." So he asked the downstairs tenant, "Is the water leaking from the ceiling?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, it's been like that for a while." He said, "Well, I'd like to come in there and repair it." He said, No, that's okay. It's fine." And so after about 2 months of having water leak down into his bathroom from the ceiling, he said that he wasn't going to pay the rent because he was now sick from mold.
Oh. Now, just
So
want
that's
to
a horror
clarify,
story.
this was not a property that you were managing.
No, he was calling me for advice and asking me if I'd take over the eviction,
Mm-hmm.
and I declined.
Yeah, that would be like, I got there's somebody calling you up and like, let's say you own a landfill. I got these spent rods from a nuclear reactor. Do you think you could take care of these for me?
Right.
So for more great tips, you can always go visit
What's the website?
Duke's website.
KWHIPM.com. Or you can go to rentguarantee.com.
And you can find out what would your home rent for? Free.
Yes, exactly. The number is 445-9223.
That rent guarantee, that sounds, what is that rent guarantee?
If we don't rent your house in 30 days, we'll pay you the rent.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Very simple.
Yep. And we always tell people here, I tell you what, don't have Duke manage your property, but at minimum, interview him.
Yes. Let me know how I can help you.
Yeah. And the last thing, and I know this is something new that you had talked about with us, that a lot of people, investors are going to shop the property management companies. They're going to call multiple ones, being a good consumer. So you have a list of questions.
A comparison chart.
Comparison chart that they can use to make their shopping experience more efficient.
Well, smart investors know that price isn't always the end game.
Yes.
So if you get somebody that answers their phone, which if you call me, I will answer my phone, 445-9223.
And that's 445-9223. Here's the difference, folks. If you want to save $50, $100 a month with some other property management company, just keep that in mind. Pay more to avoid thousands of dollars in litigation.
That's right. All right, well, we do need to take a quick break.
Thanks, Duke.
Thanks, Duke, for calling in.
You guys have a nice day. Enjoy your show.
And don't go too far. When we come back, we have an awesome guest.
He's an author of a book called Face Fear, Create Courage.
It's going to change your life forever.
Yes.
Don't go far.
It's your friend Sean Hannity, and I can tell you firsthand from moving across this great country that bad advice from your real estate agent can cost you time and a whole lot of money. You, however, have a great team of great Americans right there in your backyard that puts their money where their mouths are and takes the stress out of selling a home. I'm talking about ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally at Keller Williams Realty. They have a system for attracting buyers that's so effective they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or will have it bought for cash. Now, how can they do this? Simple. The average realtor sells less than 10 homes a year and attracts a handful of buyers a month. Now, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO spend thousands of dollars every month to attract hundreds of buyers and help sell your home for 18% more money than the traditional agent. Now, they are so confident that you'll be happy, they also offer you a one-day listing agreement. Now, if they don't live up to their guarantees, they let you out of the contract, no questions asked. ADRIENNE and ATTILIO's outsell 99% of the agents in Hawaii by targeting both local and out-of-state buyers. Call the agents that I personally recommend. That's ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally at Keller Williams Realty at 799-9596. That's 799-9596. Or online at guaranteedsale.com.
Are you a veteran interested in purchasing a home? If so, you qualify for the great benefits allowed by the VA Home Loans Program. Benefits like no down payment required, reduced closing costs, and flexible qualifying guidelines.
Hawaii VA Loans is Hawaii's VA loan specialist who can educate you on all these benefits and help you get on track with being pre-approved for a VA loan.
For more information on how you can tap into this great resource, go to hawaiivaloans.com to download their free 24-page ebook. As a special bonus, after downloading the informative guide, you'll be instructed on how you can earn $1,000 closing cost credit on your next home purchase.
So what are you waiting for? Get your free VA loan ebook and earn $1,000 closing credit by going to hawaiivaloans.com or give them a call at 792-4251. That's 792-4251. We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
There are a lot of choices out there.
It's important to make the right choice when it comes to a realtor.
This client felt they made the right choice.
We'd like to share their thoughts with you.
I would say that Team Lally is more professional. Also, they are more thorough. They provide more than just their services are excellent. They'll provide you with other services. They keep you updated, let you know what's going on. I was never I was never lost as far as knowing what went on, but every step of the way they kept in touch and let me know what's going on. I would have no problem referring them.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
If you're looking for an outstanding insurance agent that will personally help you during the moment of truth, we recommend Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
So, Attilio, what do you mean by the moment of truth?
Well, the best insurance is the insurance you never have to use, but we know that's not how life works. So when life happens, you can count on Bradley and his team to exceed your expectations for your insurance needs.
Keep in mind that when buying a home, the cost of home insurance should be taken into consideration. I trust Bradley with my own personal home, so you should give him a call. Call Bradley with Allstate Insurance at 591-8016. Welcome back. This is Adrienne.
And this is Attilio.
And you're listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or on the web at teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
So we do have an author calling in.
Mm-hmm. So
his name is Bert Rodriguez. And he wrote a book called Face Fear.
Master Bert Rodriguez.
Oh, so Master Bert Rodriguez. But he's got four masters?
He has 4 master degrees, and he has 8 different black belts in the distinct styles of martial arts.
Yeah.
So he has earned that title. So
a couple of questions that we'll be asking Bert, we'll be talking to him about his formula for success. MC equals E2. Sounds like a
squared.
E2.
Oh.
E squared. Okay, you can go with E squared. E to the power of 2. Mental confidence equals empowerment. So we're going to chat more about what that means. It's the art of winning without fighting. And it's an interesting topic considering he teaches people how to fight.
Yes.
But if you know of anything about the Asian arts that the greatest discipline is in not fighting. Not in the actual fighting.
You got to avoid it.
Do we have a quick learning moment we want to share with everyone while waiting for Bert to call in?
We can talk about our recent success story.
All right. So we had what was the one we talked about on Thursday? Oh, Wailua.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a seller out in Wailua, husband and wife. They had bought kind of looks like an old plantation-style home, but it was of modern built.
Mm-hmm.
Not a home necessarily from the 50s, but probably built in the, 80s or 90s?
Yes.
Single wall construction, corrugated tin roof, all that good stuff. And it was a flag lot. And basically, how did it go down?
We got one offer at, I think it was like $530. And that wasn't going to
because they were asking, what, $560?
$565. Yep. And actually, it was like one of the higher comps for the area, but their home was totally remodeled.
Yeah.
And we have a specific technique that we use.
We can't tell you over the air.
You can call us.
You have to call us at what number?
799-9596.
We're not going to tell you on the phone either. You got to book an appointment. Come visit with us. Here's the deal, folks. Don't list your home with us.
Interview us.
Interview us at minimum.
That's right.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right. But anyways, the end of the story is we got a full price offer.
Close the home.
And they are on their way to California to start their new journey.
New chapter of their life.
That's right.
By the way, this we were so happy that these people were confident with us. One of the sellers, the spouse, her dad was an old-time broker, long-time broker here.
Yep, I knew him. But he had passed away.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't use him. And they actually heard about us on KHVH from Rick Hamada.
So thank you to you Akamai listeners out there.
Right.
Keep spreading the word.
All right, so we have Bert, Master Bert Rodriguez here on the line. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Bert.
Yes, how are you?
Doing great. So thanks so much for calling in. I'm going to do a quick intro on you. You have so much that you've accomplished in your life. I'm just going to, I guess, pick a couple things. Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from the About the Author section of the book that he's written, Face Fear and Create Courage. Master Bert Rodriguez has dedicated over 50 years to the study and understanding of fear, both its physical and mental aspects, and how strongly it influences our lives. He's earned black belts in 8 distinct styles of martial arts, and also including 4 master degrees. As a result, he has extensive knowledge of their foundations, backgrounds, histories, and philosophies. And then during this book, he is going to share some of the things that he's lived through, which has tested the own physical and mental strength. So Attilio and I have both read your book, and
yes,
it's awesome. We both really enjoyed it.
So let's give Mr. Bert Rodriguez a question right off the top. Oh, I have a question for you, Bert. How now you have a little bit of history with Adrienne. How did you all first meet?
Well, I had a fitness center. I had 3 of them, one in Miami, one in Dania, which is near Hollywood, Florida, and one in Fort Lauderdale, in West Palm Beach, Yep. And she happened to visit one of our gyms, and I met her, and she already had that competitive spirit, and I worked with her a little bit on some competition she was getting ready for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew she would be a coach someday, and that's basically, as I discovered now with you guys over there at Lally Real Estate, that's what you do. You coach people, you encourage people. The same thing. That's what the book is about.
Yes.
It's about encouraging people to take that step and not be afraid to buy a new house or sell a new house or move into town. So basically, that's what geared me to write the book, was basically the fact that most people need a little encouragement.
Yeah.
And especially myself at the time, I just felt that martial arts was the way to do it. I grew up with sisters in Brooklyn, New York, so I always felt that I needed to protect them. But then later I realized that it wasn't about kicking anybody else's butt. It was about kicking life's butt. Most importantly, our own butt, to have that mindset that we need to take over. And
Bert, are you still there? Did we lose you?
Oh, okay. Well, I think Steven's going to try and...
We'll try and get him back. Hey, so folks, the author that we have on the radio, we dropped off the call, but he'll be back. But here's something interesting. He's been stabbed, he's been shot, and he's been homeless.
Mm-hmm. He's been through a lot in his life.
He's kicked in a heroin addiction, just tremendous.
All right, and now Master Bert is back.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
So, Bert, if I met you at a cocktail party and you came up to me and said, well, I've been stabbed, I've been shot, and I've been homeless, I'm like, okay, I would just be quiet and listen. So you got to tell us about all of that and, all the life tests that you've gone through.
Well, the funny thing is that I wasn't brought up that way. I was brought up in a very nice home. My dad was a minister, but I was just an adventurer, and I just, I don't know, maybe I got that little puberty hit me a little too strong, and I went out and started to do some crazy stuff. But I was able to snap out of it and turn my life around and really be successful at things I want to do. We all create our dreams, just like you guys create dreams for people that want to own a beautiful home. And I just created my dreams. At first, some of them were nightmares, but then later they started to be very beautiful encounters with life.
Sure.
In business, and I was able to open up the 3 fitness centers, and I dabbled in real estate myself. I worked for sold real estate for Sun and Lake Estates in Sebring, Florida, and then later started to just purchase properties down here in South Florida just as investment, and I've enjoyed it. I've really had a great time with it.
Now, I think that what you and Bonnie had purchased a couple of buildings, commercial buildings together, and you guys still own them, or?
Yes, no, those have been moved on. To me, life was like a game of Monopoly. So
yeah.
I kind of, but actually, Bonnie came to me at 21, and she wanted to be, she was a hairstylist then, and she wanted to be a fighter, a world champion. So I started working with her, and she had the same thing that you had, Adrienne. She had that mindset that, boy, she was going to do it no matter what. And that's what we all need. We all need to have that courage, that ability to say, you know what, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let anybody talk me out of it. And that's basically what it's about.
Now, I went to your website, and you've got in there special session, The Art of Winning Without Fighting, MC equals E to the power of 2. Tell us more about that.
That's the book has kind of had some great kickoffs. I met a doctor at a dinner, a psychologist in Sarasota, and I just happened to mention to him that I was writing a book on fear, and I said, listen, I'd love to get your input on it. I'll send you a draft. So he loved it. He was, I mean, very encouraging to me because I used him as part of the hook on the book because of what he said. You know, that it was a book that could change people's lives because it had been born from real experience. And that's basically, he got his from books, I got mine from going out there and just messing up, I guess, making the mistakes that we all make in life, and facing the challenges that we all face in life.
Yeah.
So what happened was with when I went to Sarasota, his family and a lot of his friends have kids at the Montessori schools that are there, all the United States, and I happened to go and have a meeting with the panel, the board of the school, and they really enjoyed what I teach. What that's about is I found that you can't fight life. You have to just blend with it. You have to kind of have the courage to face whatever circumstances come across and deal with them. And we started a program for the kids, for the Montessori school, and I'll be moving back there. I'm traveling now with some of these, with the book, with lecturing and doing, but I'll be moving back to Sarasota for about 3 months to establish a program for the kids. And it's basically, again, it's the art of not fighting, but just kind of maybe understanding your enemy. What I mean by that is in war, and again, like let's say in competition, it's very important for us to know who we're going to be competing against, who we're going to be in the ring against. And you have to do your homework. And so I can relate to you guys, when you're going to sell a home, you have to know your customer. You have to know your client, not only the buyer, but also the seller. The more that you understand their needs, the more you understand how they think, then the better you're going to be able to accomplish your goal of winning that title, of getting them the home they want, of putting them where they're going to be happy. So basically, anytime that you're in front of somebody, that's why spies are so valuable, because they tell you what's going on. So what I teach the kids is more or less to try to look at it from the mindset of the bully. And that program came out as a bullying program, but basically it applies to everything in life. You want to kind of know what the person in front of you is thinking, what they're talking about. And I think when we're kids, bullying might come in the form of words or pushing or a little shoving, but later when we grow up, it comes in the form of circumstances, of what people say to you, of sometimes somebody just not being fair or honest, and that's how we get bullied. So likewise, we have to kind of know ourselves. The better that we know ourselves, the better that we know our emotions and how to control them, and how to go around, let's say, the punch, and how to go around the attack, and maybe come out with an idea or a way that we can win the day.
Now, in your book, Bert, you have I guess it's chapter 12. You have the safety and fear management, and you go over these, I guess it's 13 important steps to just to be aware and to avoid those kind of circumstances that you were mentioning. Now, how did you come up with all these steps? Could you take us through that?
Well, yes. What it's really about is the fact that, like I said, we're all going to face challenges. Mm-hmm. Not all in the same way, but we all face challenges. That's what made me write the book on fear, because I realized that from the time we were kids, we always have to confront fear. The fear of learning how to ride a bike, of swimming, of going to school the first day, of standing up in school and speaking. So I just wanted to make a book with examples how people could apply the same principles. Mm-hmm. There's a base, there's a foundation to everything that we do. If you're a sales person, as long as you understand the formula, you could sell anything: hot dogs, diamonds, hot cars,
dogs to homes.
Because it's a matter of knowing your product. So with fear, I do a lot of different lectures to the police department, the DA, to the military. I do lectures to business people, and we're all under attack pretty much. So basically the same principle of keeping calm, of controlling your emotions, of not being overzealous, of maybe looking around and seeing what you could use to protect yourself. Mm-hmm. And for instance, again, getting back to real estate, well, you make sure that people have the right broker, that they have these are the cautions that you have to take in your job. Someone that's worrying about being robbed in a neighborhood, then he has to take precautions and steps to make sure that doesn't happen. So I put together, actually, that suggestion came from Aphrodite Jones. She's a best-selling author with Simon & Schuster, and she was the one that started to. She came to do an interview with me when the 9/11 terrorist thing came out, and she was the one that told me that I should write the book, because she heard my story, and then also she told me that it would really be interesting to try to apply the same principle to different fears that people have. So I put that chapter in there on her suggestion, so that people could start to see that everything's the same. Like the yin and yang, the book also has a chapter on that. Everything is different, but everything's the same. Mm-hmm. So we want to study things so that we can kind of see where we can relate, and see where if we don't relate, we can at least try to understand and maybe accommodate.
So I just want to take you back to, I guess, the interviewer that prompted you to write the book.
From Schuster Books,
yeah. From your experience with this Zaid Jarrah?
Jarrah. Yes.
Could you touch on that a little bit for us?
Yes. Well, I had trained a number of military and a lot of the officers from Fort Bragg and Fort Benning, Georgia, and a lot of bodyguards that were doing security down here in South Florida for sheiks. So my reputation is pretty much around the world. And I had a couple of gentlemen show up to the gym in Dania, where you, Adrian, had visited, and they told me that they had picked up one of my cars, and they wanted to train in some of the things that I taught them, some of the things that to be able to defend themselves against attack. And at the time, of course, I didn't know their intentions, but being that I've traveled a lot myself to 22 different countries, when you're a tourist, you seem to be a target for some of the less honest people in the city, because they figure, well, what the heck, this person doesn't live here, so he doesn't know his way around, or he's not going to be able to stay here. So I had developed a program from, as you read the book, some of the crazy stuff that I had to do when I was traveling, homeless and doing crazy things. And I developed a system of being able to understand human nature pretty much. And I put together some things that are very easily understood to control people, not so much by a physical aspect, but by a mental aspect. Our mind controls us tremendously. We don't realize the amount of control that our mind has over us. I always use this one example about the 2x4, where anyone can physically walk the board when it's on the ground or lean over the edge of it. But when you climb up, when you put it up 40 or 50 feet off the ground, you can't walk it. All of a sudden, your mind takes over. Mm-hmm. You could walk it if you could focus your mind on walking it, which is what you're doing when it's on the ground. You're not thinking about falling. You're not thinking about how high it is. You're not thinking about who's looking at you. So, but when you climb up 40 feet, that's what you start to think about. So obviously, the mental focus is what takes you to where you want to be. You want to kind of like get your mind to where it can see what you want. It's amazing, like you said, you asked me about some of the success stories. I always wanted, when I was a young kid, I wanted to own property. When we got here to Florida, real estate was like ridiculously low. And my father was very reserved. So I said, when I grow up, I'm going to own real estate. So that's what I did. And then on top of that, when we bought the house that we had in Brady, Florida, I said to myself, I want a home that's got big acres, like 2 or 3 or 4 acres, you know. And when you create something in your mind, it's like, again, Ralph Waldo Emerson says, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So I realized that that's what it's about. You create a picture, you create a dream in your mind. Another, actually, a great book that I always enjoyed and I gave to my kids was Rich Dad Poor Dad by E.G. Ashikawa. He put an example in there that he used to put a picture of Hawaii, a house in Hawaii, and he'd have it and he'd look at it every day. And eventually he owned a beautiful home. And that's basically what the book is about. It's about having the courage to create your own dreams and follow through and take action. And when I trained with terrorists, I didn't know what action they were going to take. They just needed to, when some of the interviews that they gave me, they asked me, what did you help them with the most? Besides the physical techniques that I developed after 8 years of studying every possible martial arts style, you know, that is out there, I developed systems to where you can control somebody physically, even if they're not, even if you're weaker than them, and even if they're bigger or they have a greater power. This is the same thing that we're teaching with the program that we're doing for the kids. It's just a matter of controlling their mind. A good negotiator can explain that. A good negotiator can, you see when there's a hostage a situation, a good negotiator can simmer the situation down through words rather than going in there, you know, like gangbusters shooting everybody down. So it's a method of being able to control the people. So when they asked me in the interviews, what did you do to help the terrorists the most, it was basically to not only perhaps, I guess, keep their mind on that mindset of yes, we're going to do this no matter what, but also in being able to control, for 2 or 3 people to control a whole jet full of passengers, took a mental mindset, a mental capacity, because as you noticed in the plane that went down in Pennsylvania, and I told this to the interviewers, they used, the passengers on Flight 93 used the same thing that I was teaching the terrorists, which was, when you have to do something, you have to commit. You have to say, this is what's going to happen, this is what I'm going to do. You can't sit there and worry about the consequences. When you're in the ring, you can't sit there and say, wow, man, but I might get punched, I might lose this fight. You have to have the courage to say, hey, I'm going to do this. This is going to happen for me. And that's basically what they came to learn at the time. Obviously, I didn't know what they were doing. The Ziad, which was the main guy that always came, was very polite, very friendly. I trained members of the DEA that later, I trained 240 members, and a few months later we found out that 2 of them were shooting and killing the drug dealers and taking their money. So you never know exactly what's deep in someone's heart. But after that, of course, I was more careful interviewing people that I trained. But I can still, you know, it's like a gunsmith, like I put in the book. You know, I create a product with pride. I do what I do with pride, and the people that have taken my encouraging words and done something with it, the police officers, the detectives, you yourself, Adrian, that took some of the encouraging words that I passed on and made a career out of it, made you have a wonderful life for yourself. See, that's what I go on. I don't sit there and think about a few of the nuts that misunderstood some of what I was trying to teach them and encourage them with, you know.
Yeah, you've trained multiple world champion boxers and kickboxers.
Tons of law enforcement.
So it's very, very impressive. And and the book is, you know, you have the stories and then the lessons. I really enjoyed you have the lessons learned at the end of each chapter and how to apply. Now, for you listeners, if you want to learn more about this book, it's at facefearcreatecourage.com. We looked it up. It's all there. I like your guarantee. You know, we're about guarantees. Yes. We have a guaranteed sale program. You have a guaranteed kick butt program. It's guaranteed. I'm going to read it. Guaranteed effective, I guess, for one of your sessions. After the first class, you'll be able to manage and control a full speed force attack with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I know
impressive.
that sounds a little pompous and arrogant, but see, the thing is that it's not me. It's not, for instance, it's not you as an individual, but it's what you do. It's your character. It's what it's your let's say with you guys, it's your system of taking care of your customers and your clients that really makes you successful. Well, the funny thing is that what makes my program guaranteed is that it follows the laws of physics. In most martial arts, they teach you blocks. They teach you how to block. And the thing is that you could sit there and block for 10 years, and if somebody comes at you with a baseball bat and you try to block it, or some bigger person comes at you to charge at you, and you try to stop them by kicking them or punching them, they're going to run all over you. I mean, bottom line.
Yeah.
But if you learn to blend with the situation, if you learn, and these are the laws of physics. In physics, you don't fight things. You go with the current. You go with and that way you're able to get to your goal.
Yes.
So what I do is, what I teach is, it's basically, it goes against most of the things that most people, that I myself learned in the 8 black belts that I got, of blocking and fighting and punching and kicking people. And that's really not what it's about. It's actually, I never did this to learn how to beat up people. I wanted to learn martial arts to learn how to keep myself safe, to defend myself.
Yep.
So I started to continuously study what I was teaching, and came up with this program where, again, it's more about blending. So, yes, it is guaranteed, and, yes, within the first hour, I'll come at you full force with as many ways as I can to hit you with a baseball bat, and you'll be able to just dance around like if we were in a ballet or in an opera room. And the funny thing is that, again, my own efforts, the harder that I try to hit you, the harder that I'm going to hit the wall, because as you move out of the way and you control me, you're going to be able to slam me into the ground, into the wall. So it's a lot of fun. People enjoy it, and it helps me to show them and to really base the foundation of what I say and how true it is when I say it. When I tell you this, hey, believe me, it's going to work. As I encourage them and as I show them how they can stay away from a full-force baseball bat attack, and how much we wow, that's dangerous. It's the same thing with the water. You guys are surrounded by beautiful water. The water, and when I teach the kids, this is what I'm teaching them too, that or anybody, when you're you don't know how to swim, that water is dangerous to death. It can kill you, whether it's a swimming pool, whether it's the ocean, or anything. But yet, once you learn how to swim, which can be accomplished in a day or in a few hours, this is the greatest experience there is. So basically, knowledge is what is supreme. You're able to understand an attack, and that's what I did. I studied with him. And if somebody comes out with a baseball bat or a pipe, I can't block it. There's got to be a better way. So as I started to see of going with the flow and avoiding the force and going with it, which is basically what you do when you swim, then you start to kind of get a better idea. Wow, that's right. I can't control anything that, from one aspect, it looks like it's deadly, but from another, especially from a knowing aspect, it's something that I can control. I think that basically the reason that you guys are successful is because people are afraid of putting their life out there in an investment, or a lifelong investment of owning a home or of selling a home, and maybe their fear of being cheated or not getting the right price. So you guys are the encouragers. You guys are the ones that give them that confidence, and again, you do that by giving them knowledge. By telling them, look, here's what it is, here's what the homes in your area, you understand? So it's all about the ability to understand that what you fear, you only fear it because you don't know it, because you don't understand it.
Well, hey, Bert, it's...
we got to take a break.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Okay,
yeah,
no problem.
and you can, listeners, go check out his book, Face Fear and CreateCourage.com. And you can also check it out on our Facebook page.
Yeah, thank you, Bert, for being on the show.
We appreciate it.
Hey, it's been a pleasure talking to both of you, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO. I want to, I'm going to be going back to Hawaii. It was beautiful. I had a beautiful 2 weeks there. I'm going to be going back, and when I go back, I'll definitely stop and visit you guys and have a good time and have a drink.
We'll take you out to dinner. Thank you, Bert.
Thanks, Bert.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. You've heard me say losers make excuses and champions find a way to win every time. Need to sell your home right here in Honolulu? You've got real estate agents who operate in a whole different league. My friends, ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally Keller Williams. Those guys make the selling process look easy because they sell 27 times more homes than the average agent and spend thousands of marketing dollars. attracting hundreds of buyers. Because of that, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO guarantee that if they can't sell your home at a price and deadline you agreed to, they'll buy your home. They'll buy yours, no risk. And if at any point you're not happy, they'll let you fire them, and you're free to go. But that's not going to happen. There's only one phone call I would make. It would be to ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi. Write the number down, 799-9596. 799-9596. Or online at guaranteedsale.com. That's guaranteedsale.com.
Welcome back. This is Adrienne.
And this is Attilio.
And you're listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 799-9596. That's 799-9596. Or on the web at teamlally.com.
Hey, so it's Hawaii's only 1 hour real estate show. And guess who we have on the line? Who is it? I'm guessing, because I don't know.
I'm going to guess it's Kaylin.
Kaylin?
Is it Kaylin Kim Walker?
Kaylin? Can you hear us, Kaylin?
Kaylin, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
All right.
Thanks so much for calling in.
Tell us about your open house.
Okay, tomorrow I'm going to be at the only 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit in Ke'aina Kai Townhouse. It's in Ocean Point on Kaimali'e Street. It's unit Q1. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 2 parking stalls. It's a nice unit, over 980 square feet, and you have a garage and also a yard, so you have about 3,200 square feet of lot as well.
Nice.
So that yard is super green. I know our owner she takes pride in her yard.
Yes.
Green thumb.
Yeah, nice little parks around the corner. Very nice location.
Yes, absolutely. Price to all at $355, $322, and it's $984. Nice maintenance fee of $450. So come on by. I'll be there from 2 to 5 tomorrow. Kaimali'e Street, Unit Q1, Ke'aina Kai Townhouse.
Yeah,
in Ocean Point.
Look for the Team Lally signs.
That's right. Thanks, Kaylin.
Thank you, Kaylin.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, who's next up to bat?
I think it's Lydia.
On the Team Lally baseball team, open house.
Hello, this is Lydia.
Hi, Lydia.
All right, tomorrow, Sunday, 2 to 5, I will be at 911030 Keokolo Street over in Kapolei. And this one is listed for $495, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath with 2-car garage, built in 1994. Has over 1,400 square feet of living space and a 3,000 square foot lot. So
nice.
Great opportunity.
I think it's on the corner.
Yep, and it's vacant now. I think when we had showed it last time, there was
As a tenant.
Yeah, so it's going to look a lot different.
Cleaned up, all empty.
Ready to go.
Easy to show, so give us a call. What time again?
2 to 5 tomorrow.
2 to 5 tomorrow. Look for the Team Lally signs in the villages of Kapolei.
Looking forward to seeing you all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lydia.
Lydia.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, now we got Abby.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Abby.
Hi. Okay, so tomorrow I have an open house. It's going to be at Ko'olina Hillside Villas. I'm going to be there from 1 to 4. Address is 92-1518 Ali'i Nui Drive, and this is in Unit 1907. Really nice 2-story house, 3 bedrooms, has 2.5 baths, 2-car garage. There's actually a nice price reduction in this.
Yes.
We're selling it for $509.
$509. Now, here's the deal, folks. This is the price, because if they don't get that price, they're just going to stick the tenant back in there and rent it for another year.
And it's the lowest priced 3-bedroom there in that complex.
Yeah, so it's a smoking deal.
It is. So go visit Abby.
Yeah, so go into Ko'olina, look for the signs, not Team Lally signs,
yeah,
because you got to follow their rules.
They have those strange rules with their signs.
Yeah, look for the Ko'olina open house signs. It's all the way in the back. You follow the road all the way back till you can't go any further. You'll see the sign.
Awesome.
Thank
you so much.
Abby.
Thanks, Abby.
Thanks.
All right, now we got Nikki on the line.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi. So I will be sitting in Ocean Point at 91-6583 Kapolei Parkway.
Uh-huh.
This is a beautiful single-family home, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, 1,400 square feet of living, just under 1,500 square feet of living space for $549,000. It includes a custom-built entertainment center, 2-car garage, And this is not a short sale.
Oh, wow.
And listed at $549.
Yes, it is.
All right. So you can check it out at teamlallyopenhouses.com in the future. But anyway, so if you're out there, look for the signs. Anything else you want to tell us about this listing?
I think
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, right on Kapolei Parkway.
Yeah, right on Kapolei Parkway. So just follow the signs. I'll be there.
Yeah, as you're heading out towards Papipi Road as the crossroad, they're going to be right on the right-hand side. Can't not miss it, unless you're Helen Keller. Not talking about being blind, because she's dead. That's the reason she's going to miss it, because she's dead. But anyway.
All right,
Thanks
thank
so
you
much.
so much. Come out and see me. I look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Nikki.
All right, thanks, Nikki. All right, so if you have any questions on any of these open houses, you can give the buyer hotline a call. That number is 234-4421.
That's 234-4421. Do it again.
Oh, no, you need to sing the
234-4421.
That was a horrible tune.
One.
All right, so we have a few
If it's annoying, it's memorable.
Okay, so annoy them one more time. We don't want them to forget that number.
234-4421.
All right, so we have a couple minutes before our show is coming to an end. You want to talk about this learning story?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so TED Talks, $6,000
Oh, yeah, hey.
apply.
TED Talks, you guys should listen to it. By the way, if you're going to be in the audience, it's cost $6,000 to attend.
Wow.
So these are, who's going to be in the audience? Guys like Bill Gates.
People that could afford
scientists.
$6,000 for a...
Yeah, and you got to apply. You just can't write a check and get in the audience. What they're doing is hoping to have these speakers on these topics 20 minutes at length and talking about ideas that they've come up with. They've had graduates from MIT. They've had doctors studying things, scientists, artists. I mean, every realm of humanity. And so the one I wanted to talk about was Jamie Oliver. He's a chef/activist. And what did he say?
To teach every child about food and that the school lunches suck. Typical plate lunches suck. Do you know what is SAD?
What is SAD?
SAD, Standard American Diet. It's killing us. 2/3 of Americans are overweight. 2/3 of people listening to this are overweight. The number 1 and 2 killers of Americans are heart disease and cancer. Both are diet related. And you know what's at the bottom? Homicide.
So homicide, people think you're going to get stabbed or get mugged. That's at the very bottom of the probability of you being killed by that.
So you're more likely to be killed by the crap at McDonald's than walking down a dark alley at 3 a.m. in the morning in the worst part of Oahu.
So you know where the scary part of Oahu is? The drive-thru at McDonald's. That's what's killing
there's
us.
So many of them here.
Yep.
How many? I think there's 3 in Kapolei.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Read the rest.
All right, so we need to start teaching kids about food in school. Watch and subscribe to TED Talks.
Today's children will have a shorter lifespan than their parents because of our modern diet.
And it's sad.
Yeah. So stop taking them to McDonald's and get them some fresh food. Now, granted, McDonald's has some changes on their menu. Why they're doing that? Because they're a smart corporate company. If they didn't, they know that sales are going to start dropping because people are going to get wise. Well, I don't know. It took the cigarette industry a long time to come around, and people still smoke cigarettes, even though we know for a fact it causes cancer and you can die smoking cigarettes. But the number one cause of death in America is heart disease, and that is diet related. So if you're looking to check out early, smoke cigarettes and eat cheeseburgers
from McDonald's. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
We have Denise Kaihu with Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Gabe Ame and Jim Owens of Hawaii VA Loans and Home Loan Financial.
Mike Metz with Kamaina Termite and Pest Control.
Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
Bo and Frank with Spots Cleaning and Maintenance. And Marcelo.
Matt Fortier of Fidelity National Title.
Todd Bedford with Lifeline Security.
Jody Tonga and Derek Tonga of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com and check out our business partner page under our link section.
We also want to give a big thank you to Steven, our producer here in the studio.
Jeehoo!
And make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have an awesome guest talking about something that will change your life forever.
This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program.
Can't sell your home at the agreed upon price standard time frame? We'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks, Settle